What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today, and we finally have our big breakthrough on PrizePicks. We had an amazing day yesterday. We hit a 9.25x, and then we hit a 4.25x, pretty much back-to-back on PrizePicks today. So, I mean, if that isn't amazing, I don't know what is. And, yeah, we took the unders in League of Legends right here, as I always talk about with correlation. We took the unders over here on this play with correlation on League of Legends, and then we took the overs in Valorant right here. And this was a longer type game, right? This game actually went 13-11, which is about as long as a game gets before it goes into overtime. Actually, it is the longest the game gets. And both of these things happen, right? These guys go under together. These guys go over together because it's a longer game. Just beautiful correlation across the board. This is our bread and butter. What you've been doing for the past 2 years to win a lot of money on PrizePicks and absolutely, destroy PrizePicks over the long term. If you guys don't know, here's 2024. Here's 2025. Again, I have a very long-term time horizon. I've been doing this for a long time, guys. I know what I'm doing. And you'll see here in 2024, we went up 600 units. In 2025, we went up about 270 units. And so far this year, guys, we are up 56 units on PrizePicks and Underdog. So these are the parlay apps that I kind of talk about. And then we're up 30 units so far on the straight bet. So that's going to be on ONYX and on REBET. And with these different apps, guys, if you combine the two, we are up pretty much 86 units so far in 2026. We're about 2.5 months in. So 86 units, 2.5 months in. Pretty good, right? Pretty solid performance. I mean, these straight bets have been absolutely killing it. This has really been the super, overperformer. And then the parlays have, been up and down, but we're still very profitable in the green so much, being up 56 units over about, 2.5 months. Like I said, we're still up around about 30 units a month, something like that. And then the straight bets, we are just absolutely destroying, right? 69 and 44 so far record wise. And this has just been an amazing run, especially on those straight bets, like I said. But yeah, going back to the PrizePicks plays, guys, we dominated today, right? We hit this one, we hit this one. This one was also a very close one that could have hit. Going back to a little bit of an OG correlation that I haven't taken in quite a while, but this one looks really good, and I honestly might revisit it, is soccer correlation, right? And as I talk about correlation, guys, it's pretty much when two things are likely to happen together, okay? And there's really nothing, there's nothing easier to explain than honestly soccer, right? You have two players on the same team. If they're passing to each other back and forth constantly, if their team has the ball a lot, they're going to get a lot of passes to each other, right? So again, maybe it's something I need to revisit. I need to take more soccer plays, but really amazing correlation. Obviously, this pick does not hit, but at the end of the day, the concept is still there. Hopefully you guys understand that, right? When two players are on the same team and they're, have a lot of possession in the game, they're going to be pinging the ball back and forth to each other, passing a lot. You guys have watched a soccer game before. That's how it normally plays out. And then yesterday's picks, we did have Jokic to go under 12 rebounds, and then this is a play that's happening on Friday, so we do have to wait a little bit. Honestly, great call with Jokic. I said that he was probably going to get about 11 or 12 rebounds, and I said don't take this anywhere under 12.5. He's probably going to get 11 or 12, and he ends up getting 12, and it was a very close one. He had 7 rebounds by the middle of the second quarter, and they really tapered off, and I don't even know if he played the fourth quarter because they were winning by 35, and that happens in basketball, right? That's part of the game. Just like in the NFL or in college football, if you're winning by 50 points, 35 points, you're going to take out your starters. And again, Jokic goes ahead and gets out of this game, and we do have another setup going for Friday. We also have a setup for KD right here. This was a taco, so really nothing to say about that. But what I did want to talk about is XNID, and this is the player we took a couple of days ago on Taco Tuesday. I took him at 28, and now he is down to 26.5, okay, guys? So, I mean, this is the value that we constantly find in the VIP. We take guys at 30 and they bump to 28, or we take guys at 28 and they bump to 26.5, or we take guys, at 26 and they'll bump up to 28 or something, right? So this is called closing line value. This is another really important concept to know in sports betting, and it's pretty much taking someone's line way higher or lower than they should be, and by the time that the game starts, the line is bumped down or up accordingly, pretty much, right? So obviously we have a kill and a half on PrizePicks pretty much, and PrizePicks pretty much has knelt to us and said, guys, you guys got it at way too high of a line. We're now bumping it down for everyone else. Now, that's just, I've talked about all these hits already. I haven't even scratched the surface because we have another phenomenal day on Underdog. All right, guys. So again, Underdog, I've talked about this all week. I'm not going to go too deep into these plays because I've already explained a lot about, how we did yesterday. And, you guys see it right here, right? Another just quality, another just, huge amount of hits on these two mans, guys. I've probably sent out maybe like 6 plays today. 3 of these I've already hit. I think we have another setup or 2 already going on, and we got to wait tomorrow or something for, I think we had a miss or 2 throughout the day, but, again, I'm not worried about a miss or 2 when you're hitting this many plays like this. If you guys have been cashing on Underdog, please leave a comment down below, guys. I've transformed the bankrolls of Underdog so far. Like, I don't know. Like, I've literally, I have close to personally 3 to 4x my bankroll on Underdog in a 2-week period, okay? And I've gone over this a lot. Why did I start betting on Underdog recently? It is because they have adjusted their payouts from a 3x to a 5x. Now, I talked about this all week long in a number of ways. The 3 to 5x is massive because it makes 2-mans profitable on Underdog. So that's the number one thing, right? Because now we can bet on Underdog and be very profitable with just 2-mans. And 2-mans are great because you don't find that, you find a lot more consistency in 2-mans, right? You might hit a couple in a day, you might miss a couple in a day. Where the 4-mans that I play on PrizePicks, when they hit very big, but you might go on like a 15 streak going dry, and no one likes doing that, of course. And the second thing that I mentioned is other apps are going to have to adjust, right? These apps all know, and they're all like, they all are paying attention to what the other apps in the industry are going to do, right? PrizePicks pays attention to Underdog. Underdog pays attention to PrizePicks. Sleeper pays attention to Underdog and PrizePicks. Even Sleeper, a lot of their marketing, if you look at their Twitter, is like bashing PrizePicks and stuff, right? I'm not going to, shame on them because it's like sometimes I'm mad at PrizePicks too, and I kind of want to bash on PrizePicks. But this is the email that came across my inbox today, a couple of hours ago, and it's improved payouts on Sleeper, guys. Obviously, I X'd out some of the names and stuff. I'm not even sure if I should be sharing this, but it seems like, pretty positive news, of course. But it pretty much, it's going to be small here. I don't want to, increase the size of this to leak any names or anything. But 2 legs, 3 legs, and multi-leg entries are to give users better value, right? They're giving higher payouts on Sleeper. And this is exactly what I said about why it's so massive that Underdog increased their payouts, because now the rest of the industry is going to have to respond, right? They're not just going to keep their payouts as is because they know that people can just go over one app on their phone and just bet all the entries on Underdog if they really wanted to. So these other apps like Sleeper and like PrizePicks and, Dabble and Better and stuff are going to have to respond in the next coming weeks or months or whatever it is, or they will just fail because Underdog and these different apps are going to continuously get better payouts. So this is amazing. I talked about this all, pretty much of March so far, talking about how great it is that Underdog increased their payouts, because not only is it good because we can obviously hit entries on Underdog and we're going to kill them, keep killing them, as we've been doing, but the whole industry is going to have to change and respond to Underdog. And this is the first example of that on Sleeper. Okay. So long-winded response. I know I kind of talked a lot today, so far already, but, I do want to say, obviously, I'm going to look into Sleeper. Do they have 3.5x entries? Are they going to have some really, really nice, payouts on 2-mans or 3-mans or 4-mans or whatever it is? I haven't really dug my heels into this too much so far, just because I got this email a couple of hours ago. But I'm going to look into Sleeper. Are we going to be able to take a ton of Sleeper entries and really just dominate them as an app as well? I've taken a lot of Sleeper discounts in the past couple of months, but really maybe we should we just start taking 2-mans on Sleepers, 3-mans on Sleepers, and start adding that to our arsenal as well, right? I like to think of sports betting as just adding tools to the tool shed, right? You have tools like PrizePicks that you can use correlation on. You have tools like Underdog that you can use 2-mans on, and maybe Sleeper, we use them for their discounts, of course, but maybe we can use them also to just crush them on 2-mans or 3-mans or whatever it is. With that being said, definitely sign up for Sleeper. I'm doing a massive offer on Sleeper right now, guys. If you text me Sleeper, you'll get 2 months free of the VIP. So that's obviously, really great. It's been about 2 months of the year so far. Obviously 2 months and some change, but you'll see what we've done over the past 2 months, guys. And especially on Underdog, it's been absolutely transformative. People's bankrolls on Underdog have just exploded so far. Even the past 2 weeks, like I said, that we've been taking a ton of Underdog entries, and we're going to keep doing that, of course. But 2 months free is a massive. It can change your bankroll. It can change your sports betting trajectory, really, and change you from a losing bettor that most people are to a profitable bettor. On top of that, I'm giving away a $10 in Cash App Venmo back when you do sign up, right? So you're going to have to sign up. You're going to have to put $10 or more into Sleeper. You'll get a $20 entry, and then I'm going to Venmo or Cash App you back that $10, all right? So I know I talked a lot, but hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys were cashing. Hopefully you guys did take some of my entries or whatever it is. I forgot to say that we also hit a Nuggets money line tonight. I didn't have that screenshot. And then yesterday I took Russell Westbrook money line, or not money line. I took Russell Westbrook under points. He ended up not playing, I believe, because of a hamstring injury or something. So that obviously DMPs. But let's go ahead and get into another entry today, which is going to be another straight bet that we have, which is going to be San Antonio Spurs money line for this Nuggets and Spurs game that is happening at 8 p.m. So hopefully everyone can get this in. Again, this is a play that I would take anywhere around -200, -195, something like that. I highly recommend that you guys get ONYX odds or REBET. Again, these are another tool to your arsenal, right? You want to be able to have straight bets either on ONYX or on REBET, or there's a couple of other apps out there like Novig, which I have a code for as well. But you guys can just get these apps, and they are available in 40 plus states. So all of these states in the purple here is available to sign up for ONYX. You'll also get $100 in free bets. You can literally start a bankroll, and by bankroll I mean like a side hustle type income, because you'll have that $100 on ONYX. So you put 10 in, you get $100, and then just slowly build up. And if you want proof of slowly building up, this is what we've done so far in the straight bets right here, right? And this is of course on ONYX odds, so I'm gonna have that as OO, and on REBET, right, I'm gonna have that as RB. So this is ONYX odds, and this is REBET right here, and this is PrizePicks, and this is Underdog, right? So this is what these two graphs coincide to. And again, on ONYX odds and on REBET, we have been absolutely killing them. PrizePicks and Underdog, we have been killing, especially Underdog, but we're getting our footing back on PrizePicks, of course. And yeah, this is going to be the first play of the day. If you guys do not know, on these YouTube videos alone, we're 11-2 run right now. Russell Westbrook was potentially going to make that 12-2, but he was injured, so he did get out of the game. So we're still 11-2. So obviously very happy about that. Crazy good run, and anything that we can be that profitable on long term is going to be amazing. Okay, so that is the first play of the day, which is Spurs money line. Second play of the day is going to be correlated Counter-Strike, and I have two correlated Counter-Strike picks in today's video, and this is a very simple concept. All right, just as I explained with soccer, where if one team is possessing the ball a lot, they're going to have a lot of possession, they're going to have a lot of passes between each other. Counter-Strike is very similar. If it's a shorter game, these guys are going to get less kills. Okay, so how Counter-Strike works is it's first to 13. So if one team gets 13 kills very quickly, that's going to be a short game, and that's going to mean these guys are not going to get many kills. If it's a longer game, if it goes into overtime and stuff like that, that's going to mean that there's more kills in the game, because the game goes into a very long length game. Now let me show you guys why. Let me show you guys a first-hand example of that happening, right? Both of these guys go over. If you guys go back and look at this game, I'm not saying that you will, but you could go back and look at this game. This was a longer game being played, so I'm going to put an L here. And then this one right here, this guy gets 51 kills. This game went into 5 overtimes, so that is obviously a very long game right there. So these guys go over. Now this guy unfortunately DMPs, but I can almost guarantee if he played in this game, he would have went over. Same concept here, guys, but except opposite, right? If it's a shorter game, we're hoping for a shorter game, right? Sometimes long games happen, sometimes shorter game happens. If a shorter game happens, these guys are both going to go under together. And I really hope, or I really urge you guys to try to take something like this on PrizePicks. You are not going to get a 3.06x. You're probably going to get about a 2.6x on PrizePicks. Okay, so I highly recommend, actually, not highly recommend, I only recommend you take this on Underdog. Do not take this on PrizePicks, because you will get a 2.66x, which is obviously a lot worse than getting a 3.06x right here on Underdog Fantasy. Okay, so add Underdog to your arsenal. Same promo that I run with a lot of these apps, guys. You'll get a month free. I'll throw a month in. If you sign up for Underdog, if you sign up for ONYX, if you sign up for REBET, all these different apps I talked about today, you can get literally up to 6 months, 7 months free of the VIP. Absolutely incredible. And you guys will get matched on all these apps as well and start profiting long term, which is of course what the main goal of this channel and of my VIP is, and that's what we've been able to do over the course of this channel and this channel's history. Okay, so now third play of the day, right? We have Spurs money line. We have that Underdog pick. Third play of the day is going to be another correlated Counter-Strike pick, and you're going to see both of these guys are on the same team, right? They have the same jersey color, and they're on the team, I believe, Mind Freak, and they're playing tomorrow night, right? I'm recording this on Wednesday night. but they're playing on Thursday night, and I'm taking their overs, right? So pretty much this game, we want the opposite to happen. We want this to be a longer game. If this game goes into overtime, if it goes 13-11, which is as long as a game can get without overtime, these guys are likely to go over together, which is exactly what we want to see. This is correlation at its core. You can do the same in soccer. You can do the same in football. You can do the same in Counter-Strike and League of Legends and Valorant. A lot of esports have correlation that PrizePicks does not know about, and we're able to get payouts on them when they just, are not aware of it, or they're giving us way too much of a payout for a correlation this good, okay? Now, the third pick paired up with this is Isaiah Joe to go under 17.5 PRA. I also like his under points rebounds. I believe it's at 14.5, okay? So I try to get this as close to what I just said, 17.5 PRA or 14.5 points and rebounds, all right? So try to get that as close as possible. If it bumps by 0.5, still take it. I know sometimes these plays bump, when I send them out, so I'm sorry about that. There's nothing I can really do about that, right? I send out good plays, guys. I send out plays with closing line value. That's what we do here. I'm not going to send you guys unprofitable plays that are not going to bump down by game time. That's probably how you lose long term as a sports bettor, right? If you're taking someone at 17.5 under and they bump up to like 18 or something, or they stay at 17.5 for like 24 hours, it's probably not a good sign, right? Now, sometimes that can happen, but you want to find picks that are overvalued, right? So you want to take the under, or undervalued, so you want to take the over, whatever, right? I'm not sure if that made sense, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? So this is going to be the 3 man of the day on PrizePicks. This is going to be the 2 man of the day on Underdog. This is going to be obviously the straight bet of the day. Let's try to make it 12-2. Right now we are 11-2 and 1 because DMP for us, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Let's keep trekking along, guys. We had an absolutely amazing day. This was I'm not even sure how many units we went up, but it was probably close to like 12 or something. So let's keep chugging along. Hopefully you guys have been really enjoying the picks. I know I've gotten a lot of texts from you guys recently, just talking about especially Underdog fantasy. You guys have been loving Underdog, and let's keep absolutely dominating Underdog while the iron's hot, or whatever that saying is. So thank you guys again, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.